My Lords, there seem to be a litany of problems with Clause 9, but let me pick up on just a few. First of all, I want to make it clear, absolutely clear, that I support the view that it is unacceptable for women to face harassment or intimidation of any kind. If people are found to be doing this outside abortion clinics, they should be dealt with swiftly and support should be provided to victims. I think it is important that, to be clear, that we already have laws which provide wide-ranging powers for authorities to keep public order and protect women from harassment and intimidation, including outside abortion clinics. These include police powers to protect women who are harassed and intimidated, and to take action where protests result in serious disruption. Indeed, that was the conclusion of the government itself when a former Home Secretary stated in 2018 that, I quote, "Legislation already exists to restrict protest activities that cause harm to others. And I am adamant that whenever a crime is committed, the police have the powers to act so that people feel protected." That was a Conservative previous Home Secretary. Even though this amendment was added to the bill in the other place, I note that the government still reiterated this position that there was enough legal protection for women in that position. The Home Office recently said that the government expects the police and local authorities to use their powers appropriately. I ask, therefore, what is the purpose of this clause? The police already have the powers needed to deal with harassment where it occurs. The only discernible difference seems to be that we will now make it that we are now also criminalising those who offer to support women in that position, often very vulnerable women, and criminalising quite a peaceful process. I do need to stress that I quite understand that proponents of Clause 9 are seeking to protect vulnerable women entering abortion clinics. It is absolutely the case that women experiencing crisis pregnancy can often be under a great deal of pressure and are therefore deserving of our support. However, the pressure can also cause many women to feel that they only have one option to terminate the pregnancy. Volunteers outside abortion clinics recognise this fact and are trying to simply help women to find out what help is available, and people like that should not be sentenced to prison for 6 months, for this is what this clause does, according to my reading of it. Are those in support of this clause really in favour of criminalising people who seek to help women with housing protection from domestic abuse, the provision of clothing, or a variety of other financial and legal support? The Be Here For Me campaign is a testimony to the value of this help can provide. One mother who is quoted as benefiting from this help said, "You don't have to disagree with abortion to see that simply offering alternatives should be legally permissible. The day that I turned up to my abortion appointment, a volunteer outside the clinic gave me a leaflet. It offered the help that I had been searching for." She further states, "There are hundreds of women just like me who have benefited from support." That might be only one example, but I think it's a clear example of how people can be helped. However, in this bill, my Lords, we can't start using blunt instruments such as this clause to criminalise innocent volunteers. If we make it illegal to hand out a leaflet with offers of housing or support, we embark on a slippery slope that could lead to bans on other leaflets with which we disagree. Who among us would condone such a policy being imposed on the members of the other place during an election? Well, and yet that outcome becomes a possibility if this clause becomes law. Let us strongly oppose Clause 9. Let the government get the message here from, it seems, all sides of the House, and consider how we can protect the ability to offer valuable help to vulnerable women when they need it most.